Hello, my fellow crafters, builders, redstone mechanizers, explorers, adventurers, and Realm News fans. I bid you all a very bright welcome to a brand new Realm News Flash. I am your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in realm and expands your mind one block at a time. I am here today with a whole bundle of news for you. The developers have awakened, and news is being made. I will be reporting on the new Copper Golem statue, shells, Hytale news, and this week's Realm News Insight. I will also be providing a highlight build by a longtime follower of Realm News. They go by the name at razorblade ___ or just Razor on Twitter, now X. You can find their link in the show description. In fact, let's start with Razor's build before we dive into the news today. On July 25th, I posted on Twitter, now X, this. Quote, "My friends, happy Friday to you all, and I hope you are all crafting amazing things. If so, share your build below. Perhaps it will end up on the show." End quote. And I am a Dark Lord who keeps their promises, and indeed we have a great build to present to you all today by Razor. They messaged me an amazing photo of a Nether Tunnel system that they are constructing that is 110 blocks in length. Along with a photo, they said, quote, "Hey friend, I'm doing well. I'm building a Nether Tunnel in my survival world." Java edition, by the way. End quote. They went on to tell me that it has taken them 2 months to construct this and that it is their favorite build that they have ever made to date. I must say, the picture is stunning how they incorporate a very clean look utilizing smooth stone for the flooring and ceiling. These huge swaths of smooth stone are intermingled with well thought out accents of what appears to be cut quartz, magma blocks, and nether brick pathways that lead to a pavilion style nether portal with decorative cauldrons acting as planters and lamp light interspersed equidistant from each other on stone slabs. They did a fantastic job designing this facility, and it also is a very practical thing to have in Minecraft, the Nether Tunnel, that is. I as well have a Nether Tunnel system for traversing a portion of my overworld, just makes it much faster, but I do not have such a luxurious setup like Razor has created. Thank you very much, Razor, for sharing that with us all. Go check out the Twitter link to their build in the show description. Next on Realm News Docket today is the news. Let's see what headlines we have today, folks. Minecraft on Twitter, now X, on July 22nd at 1:48 p.m. posted this. Quote, "The Copper Golem statue and shelf block are now available for testing. Watch the Copper Golem turn into a statue once it's fully oxidized, and test the shelf to display decor or to swiftly swap items from your inventory. Out now in Bedrock Beta and Preview and coming soon to Java Snapshot." Then it provides a link. End quote. When I received the news, I became ecstatic to read that the developers at Mojang Studios decided to give us the option to make the Copper Golem into a statue. This was originally part of its appeal that was shown to us in the Minecraft Live 2021 event. When the Copper Golems were first announced by Realm News Flash on July 8th, they did not have the ability to freeze up from oxidation and become statues. Well, now they can. In that tweet, there was a link and it takes you to Minecraft.net's article titled "Test the Copper Golem statue and the shelf block," written by Christina Anderka on July 22nd, 2025. It goes on to state that we are receiving another functionality along with the Copper Golem's inventory sorting capabilities. It will now freeze into one of 4 positions once it hits its fully oxidized state. I am talking about full-on verdigris, or that patina look. That beautiful teal color will lock the Copper Golem up like the Tin Man without oil. Once that happens, it will drop any item that it has in its hands. But don't worry, it is quite simple to get the little fellow to reanimate. All you have to do is take your axe and tap it at the guy to scrape off the patina and to get the copper golem to turn from a rigid statue back into a sorting machine. Or if you want to get really wild, you could reanimate it with a lightning strike. If you remember the March 24th, 2024 episode titled Realm News on Copper, Present Use, History, and the 1.21 update, then you would remember that a lightning strike on copper will remove a level of oxidation, which is enough to reanimate a copper golem from its rigid state. Of course, if you want to prevent oxidation or preserve a state of oxidation, then all you have to do is wax the copper. I should also mention that you can manually make the copper golem statue change into one of those 4 positions. Not only do these additional poses add new styles to Minecraft, but they have a functional purpose as well. Yes, you redstone fans out there are going to be thrilled to know that according to Minecraft.wiki, quote, a redstone comparator can read the state of a copper golem statue and emit a signal strength based on its pose, end quote. Such as its default pose or standing pose with arms down to the sides will transmit a signal strength of 1. The sitting pose will transmit a signal strength of 2, running pose 3, and the star pose 4. Personally, I have no clue how to use this information, but I know that this is amazing news for the redstone community. I hope you all have fun playing around with that. Please write in and let me know what contraptions you have built using the copper golem statue with the redstone comparator. I personally plan on making many of these copper golem statues and placing them like gargoyles on one or both of my palaces, actually. I think they will look great placed around the eaves, fully oxidized. How will you use your copper golem statues? Please let Realm News know at bio.link/realmnews. I also recommend checking out the more recent episode found at Realm News Flash episode 41 titled Copper Golems, Tools, Weapons, and Armor, Hytale News, and more, found wherever podcasts are found. Now, I would like to move on to another amazing feature that shook the Minecraft community in a great way. Something brand new. I am referring to the shelf. In the same article that Anderka wrote, we also learned that the copper golem statue is not the only thing that we are receiving in the upcoming fall drop, which I am just going to call the copper inventory management drop for now. Why did I say furnishing, or why did I say inventory management? Well, it was announced that we are also getting shelving in Minecraft, which made the Minecraft community and myself froth with excitement. Yes, it appears that Mojang is all about helping us sort out the extensive amount of inventory that is in the game and that continues to grow. The shelves are going to be a great asset in helping us organize items in more unique and fun ways. A single shelf unit has the capability of holding 3 items in 3 different slots. Each of these said slots is able to hold up a full stack of items you place there and one of any non-stackable items. This will surely help with inventory space. The shelves are not as bulky as chests, and they simultaneously act as a decorative piece. I can foresee myself having shelves along many of my walls. This will look so great and be so practical because they don't only hold items, but the devs incorporated a quick swap way of collecting all of those items with one click. This brings me to another unique aspect to the shelf. It can be redstone-powered to make quick item swaps. According to Minecraft.wiki, a shelf powered by redstone exhibits a modified texture to indicate its activation. When placed in proximity to one another, up to 3 powered shelves of the same wood type can be connected. Powered shelves serve as a convenient mechanism for swiftly swapping the contents of a player's hotbar. Interacting with a single powered shelf results in the transfer of all its contents to the 3 immediately adjacent slots within the hotbar. Interacting with 2 connected shelves facilitates the transfer of their contents to the 6 immediately adjacent slots. Interacting with 3 connected shelves enables the transfer of their contents to all 9 slots of the hotbar. It is irrelevant which of the connected shelves the player interacts with. I think this is going to be just amazing, folks. I can imagine people having their shelves set up in specific ways for quickly equipping oneself for special occasions. I see myself setting up a quote-unquote exploring shelves, where all I have to do is click on the 3 connected powered shelves, and my hotbar would be instantly filled with appropriate items for my explorations in the overworld. Or shelves for battles, or shelves for emergencies, and etc. I can't wait to see how people play with the shelf. Let's now look at how we can craft them so you can have them for when they release in the fall drop. They're quite simple to craft, which is a delight in my opinion. All it takes is 6 matching stripped blocks of wood. Stripped wood is when you essentially scrape the bark off the wood with your axe to expose the wood grain. It gives another aesthetic for building, but it's also used for crafting recipes such as for the shelf here. For example, 6 blocks of cherry blossom wood will yield exactly 6 cherry blossom shelves. I think this is an economical recipe as well, which is just fabulous. I love that the developers made it so that we can craft 12 different wood varieties into shelves. Oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, dark oak, mangrove, cherry, pale oak, bamboo, crimson, and warped. Also, not only do each of these unique species of wood create a unique shelf style, but the backsides to the shelves each have a unique texture designed for each of the 12 wood types. More and more building possibilities. I do not think anyone in the Minecraft community is complaining about these new additions. On that note, I would like to talk about some really neat ways you can use the shelf in building designs. At 7:07 a.m. Central Standard Time, I received a direct message from Game Linkers, who provided me with a link to a YouTube video created by a Minecraft content creator named The Mango. It is a 9-minute video where The Mango demonstrates amazing new uses of the shelf for new building designs. They did an amazing job showing how we can use the shelves, and I will be leaving that video link in the show description for you to check out. I would like to read off a few uses of the shelf that I saw in that video. The shelf will allow builders to make more detailed designs by the sheer ability to add items into those slotted shelf spaces. They make great shutters, and they go on to say that they prefer them to the trap doors as shutters. They can be used as a railing or banister for a balcony, porch, or whatever else you need a banister for. If you don't want to use fencing, these make a wonderful fence in themselves that brings a great new aesthetic to builds. Freshen up your designs with the shelf. I'm telling you, these are going to be a game changer for content creators. Fences along shelves will create a really cool, quote-unquote, netting look. Use them for around door frames. You can add shelves around potted plants to enhance its appeal. You can add banners to the shelf slots, which can also enhance and add complexity and detail to form more unique designs. Another really cool thing that The Mango did with shelving was to use it to make realistic kitchen appliances and even a barbecue. They are great for creating fake panel boards with control switches and other type of appliances that look functional in kitchens. You know what I mean? It's just these shelves are perfect for making those little knobs and switches that are on ovens. It just makes a good look for that. I love the creativity and imagination that this content creator, The Mango, provides, and I thank Game Linkers for providing this resource to Realm News. One last thing I should mention before I wrap up the shelves is that you can also place the Copper Golem statues in the slots, and you have the choice of putting them there in one of the 4 positions that they can be put into. Also, if you absolutely need fuel for cooking or smelting, you can ransack your place and toss the shelves in the furnace as fuel. And on that note, people, that wraps up what I have over the shelf in Minecraft that is coming in the upcoming fall drop. I would like to now transition over to our last piece of the news for this week. I am talking about Hytale. As Realm News Flash has promised, we are keeping up with the Hytale story as it unfolds. I won't lie, it has become increasingly difficult to keep up with the flurry of posts and replies that the former CEO, Mr. Laflamme of Hytale, is making since July 24th. I will not go over each post and reply, but instead tell you where this sudden influx of posts and replies started to the latest as of the writing of this script on Sunday, July 27th. Realm News made a public post of the initial stream of tweets made by Laflamme on the 24th in the form of a timeline. I did this mostly to help me keep track of them all. You can find that at Patreon, the Realm News Patreon. He has been extremely active in talking about how he would proceed with opening up the Hytale to the world if he acquires the IP, and I'm referring to Monsieur Laflamme, who's trying to buy it. At 9:29 p.m., July 24th, 2025, he wrote, "That's why releasing something ASAP with access to make custom apps / mods is going to be wild. Need to get community involved to make things early on." End quote. Again, Laflamme has been very transparent with his thoughts on how to proceed with the game if he is able to purchase it. And these past couple days, he has just been posting all of his ideas about what and how he's going to go about releasing it. 5 minutes later from that first tweet, he follows that post with this, quote, "Survival and / or creative would be released first, just to get Hytale out ASAP. Many games require a bit of infrastructure hardware work, so it would take a bit of time. I don't want to make people wait. God break the release curse. Later on, adventure story mode. This would have a more complete quote-unquote survival loop with more content." End quote. He is expressing just how badly the game just needs to be released to the public, even if it's not refined. He expressed this even further on a July 25th with a post of an image with a circle drawn imperfectly with the attached text above that circle saying, quote, "Just make it first," end quote. Underneath that, a circle underneath that imperfect circle was another circle that was drawn perfectly with a text above it saying, quote, "You can make it good later," end quote. This just further shows how Monsieur Laflamme, if he acquires the IP, how we're going to see a form of Hytale released to the public sometime, or somewhat soon, I should say. I have a feeling, which is very exciting. And this hype, along with Mr. Laflamme's engagement with the Hytale community since his closure, has only bolstered this grassroots community even more and has solidified it into one massive supportive group. I think it is amazing to witness the potential historic event of a fallen game rising again by a former CEO. It's a story for the pixelated ages, and Realm News Flash shall remain on the forefront of reporting on it, along with all of your Minecraft news, of course. I would like to wrap up the Hytale news with one of Laflamme's more recent posts as I write this. He just wrote this. I'm reporting at 5:35 p.m. Sunday, July 27th, and he posted this a couple hours ago. Quote, "It has a soul for sure. I'm simply worried not much gameplay was done when I was not there for the past 6 years. I see many system rewrites and engine rewrites, years worth of time that could have been gameplay features. The difference here is this would be my quote-unquote final work and spend years to fix it up. I already have generational wealth via other ventures in my life, and I'm not looking for a quick cash grab here. I did very well in the past 5 years. Even 10 million or 100 million wouldn't change a thing in my life. This is a legacy project, a passion project, and I want my kids to play Hytale in the future. The guys who made quote-unquote the day before used Unreal Engine assets to make it look good and just gave up after initial feedback launch. For me, Hytale would be something I would commit many years to. I don't collect cars, boats, or expensive art in real life. I'm just a guy that plays games and enjoys making games. You know what I do with my money? Buy time so I can game with my childhood friends and family." Wait, do you see me want to be famous online? No, I live a private life despite being known online. I don't need money, fame, or power. I live a good life and have great friends. I would simply love a passion project like this where I know I can bring it to the finish line. End quote. I take this as a very hopeful sign, and I don't think Hytale could ask for a better advocate to revive this anticipated game. Money is no object to Monsieur Laflamme, and it sounds like he has a ride or die mentality when it comes to resurrecting the game. Fingers crossed. I would like to leave it there for today and now move on to Realm News. Welcome to the section where I present to you the upcoming Thursday Realm News episode. I have a very niche subject to report on this week that was extremely interesting to make. I created an entire episode over the Minecraft sunflower and related it to the real-world sunflower. I had no idea just how many medicinal uses the sunflower has until I did the research on the subject. I think you will all find it to be very fascinating. Well, just find out for yourself by listening to this insider clip. Besides sunflower oil, which I didn't even list off all the benefits of the oil, the sunflower also is used as a treatment against malaria when quinine is not in supply. It is used in infusions to kill flies. The sunflower stalks are used for biofuel. It's used as fodder for livestock. It's used as bird feed, compost. It stimulates appetite, alleviates rheumatism. The Dakota people use it to treat chest pain and pulmonary issues. It's used to make something called moxa and placed on cauterized wounds for treatment. And the Hopi use it as quote-unquote spider medicine. These uses that I just listed off are just a few out of very many that are linked to the sunflower. It is actually quite amazing that the sunflower has so many medicinal uses. Perhaps I am so shocked about this because where I live, the sunflower is more or less just part of the Kansas background. I never really put much forethought into them before. I was simply blown away when I learned about all the medicinal benefits that the sunflower has. Isn't it amazing that it's used to treat malaria, kill flies, uses biofuel, fodder for livestock, bird feed, and many other things I didn't list right there? I mean, what can you not use it for? The sunflower appears to be nature's medicine cabinet. I will now look at my native sunflower here in Kansas with much more respect after making this upcoming episode. I hope to see you all there this Thursday for a brand new Realm News. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Until then, I wish you all a great rest of your day and happy crafting. The Dark Lord, signing out. Hey, Realm News fans, it's your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in realm and expands your mind one block at a time. I am here to tell you that your support means everything. Spread the word by telling friends, liking, and commenting on Spotify or Good Pods. Find me on X, Blue Sky, Reddit, or via email at bio.link/realmnews. For more content, join my Patreon at the Copper, Diamond, and VIP tiers for early episodes, bonus content, and newsletters. Find out more at bio.link/realmnews. No pressure, though. Just keep listening, liking, and sharing. That's more than enough. Happy crafting, and see you at the next Realm News.